Hey guys, this is Attack here. Dressed in all orange for Every Child Matters. We gotta spread awareness for that, so I thought today would be a good day of remembrance. A lot of us wore orange at work today for Friday. Um, Talking about nostalgia and retro things and video games and stuff like that we've been talking about lately. I wanted to mention a console that I got recently for me, my wife, daughter, and son. I'll show you here. This is called the Retron 5. As you can see, it says for Game Boy Advance, Super NES, which is Nintendo Entertainment System, and NES Nintendo Entertainment System, Genesis, and Famicom. What it doesn't tell you is it actually in the front here, that's the slot for the Game Boy Advance game in the front of the console. It also plays regular Game Boy games, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color. It's pretty badass. It's pretty cool. It does everything. It upscales it into HD so you can have better quality. You do it through an HDMI cord, not an AV or a cable plug, which is beautiful. This one was nice because it was the Beach Edition, so that's why it's this turquoise color. And all the consoles came with that weird Hyperkin controller that they made, but this one came with their own Super Nintendo controller, and it is phenomenal. I gotta say, it's a little touchy, but it's phenomenal. The colors, amazing. I love the bright, vibrant 80s beach colors, as it says, and it had a compatibility, highest cartridge compatibility. But what's really cool is it plays homebrews and regular games, multi cartridges, things like that. So that's always nice. It also plays PAL and old Jap was their NTSC2 now, but the old Japanese games, the PAL for Europe, and NTSC here. So basically, there's no region code. It plays all of it. You don't need a Famicom to play Famicom games. But what's really cool is also too, depending on where you live, they give you this bag. And you can see it's got the different adapters, the different plugs around the world. So depending on where you are, you could still use this. It came with some swag type sticker stuff too. Like if you wanted to put the Hyperkin stickers on, it gives you some stickers to put on your console or whatever else you want. And there's a card here from them. It says, "Play well. Thank you for your purchase and support." And you can obviously visit them on all their social media platforms. When I bought it from a video game store in Ajax, Ontario, called We Got Games. And We Got Games is awesome. Been buying stuff off them for years, and they're all over Ontario. I heard there's one by Niagara too. Like there's a few of them. I don't know. It's perfect. I called the guy, and he had one new in the box. So I said, "Yeah, I'll take it," And it was $265. Well, $199, and then I paid for a Super Mario 3 cartridge. What's really cool is you can boot stuff, so like you can put a USB cartridge into it, and you could put in like say Super Mario Brothers, whatever one, anyone, any NES game. Let's use for an example. You put that game in, and you put the thumb drive in the back. You load the thumb drive through the cartridge, and it'll play that game as an emulator through the cartridge itself on the console, which is really freaking cool. My daughter loves it. My wife likes it. I like it. It's great too because you can do 2 players, and it takes NES, Super NES, and Genesis controller supports. There's 3 on each side for 2-player, and the one wireless controller, which is garbage. So I would suggest if you buy this console, because it's the Retron 5, they have the 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this 5. This is the Beach Edition that comes with the Super NES controller. If you wanted a controller that works well on the console, I suggest if you buy the non-Beach Edition of the 5. you go out and buy yourself a controller or even an aftermarket controller, because the accuracy on that controller is really bad. I've been using this actually to play my Pokemon Crystal. Here's the really cool thing: my Pokemon Crystal's battery is dead. In order to change the battery, I would lose all the information stored on the cartridge. But the cool thing is you can transfer the cartridge memory to the console, then change the battery on your game, then put the game back in and transfer the game back to the cartridge. So it's a perfect way to fix your old cartridges if you were wanting to do something like that. There's save states, so you can save multiple save states, which is really cool. So like you're playing Super Mario Bros. 3, and oh, you're on World 8 and you died. Well, that's okay. You just reload the save slot, and it's great because pretty much every game can do it. It plays pretty much, I'd say 90% of the games out there. There's some that it won't boot, but even like a scratched up inside of a cartridge is still played, a lot of them. So like, and the digital upscaling is amazing, so it's really nice to play that. But it also has scan lines, so you can put the scan lines back on to make it feel like you're playing on a Game Boy or an old NES. And apparently the light gun works on it too for the NES, and so that's pretty cool. I'm on the hunt now for Genesis games. I was really happy to get this console. I love it. And if you got kids and you want to reintroduce them to your past, I mean, for $200, still cheaper than an Xbox One or a PS4. So it's like, it's worth it. I really recommend it, especially to families, because if you don't want to go out and spend all this money on these other consoles and games and have them destroyed, so you can buy aftermarket stuff for this and it will play it. Homebrews are great because people are still making games for all these consoles in their garage, so you can play them on here, and it's like, ooh, so that's always nice. I was playing Sonic on this with my daughter for the Game Boy Advanced, and she loved it. The only thing is that I noticed was you can't play Sega Master System cards, or the Game Gear. Then I find out there's an adapter that goes into the back. It's like a little gray box. It's $60 Canadian, and you put it in the back, and you can play your Game Gear, your Master System, and the Master System cards. So like, that's freaking cool. Oh, and no Game Genie or Game Shark needed. If you have codes for any of these games, you can input it in the codes spot on the menu. So like, that's kind of cool. You don't need to go out and pay $240 for Game Shark. Like, the video game market's a ripoff, but that's how the nostalgia keeps alive. If people didn't buy it, then there'd be no need to even remake or talk about these things, right? So, and I mean, for a console to play games from 1985 basically up into the early 2000s is pretty awesome. Like, I love the fact that it plays Game Boy games. I was going to get the 3 and I was going to get the 4, trying to order them in from all over, because during the pandemic apparently you couldn't find Hyperkin stuff, and in order to buy any of the Hyperkin products on their website, you have to be a merchant. Like, I don't own a shop. I don't want to buy 600 of them and sell them to people. I want one. So that didn't really like, but they make everything for it. They make the controllers, they make the adapters. There's even one that's like this. It's a beach edition, and it's a little square, and I think it's like $80, and it only plays the Game Boy cartridges, which is kind of cool too if you didn't want to buy the whole thing. So it gives you the option to really explore the gaming world. Maybe there's, like, I never had a Super NES or a Famicom, so for me, I'm really excited to get some of those games and play them, because there's a lot of good games out there I've seen. So I just wanted to bring that up to you guys and share a little purchase. So what's your thought on this? What do you guys think on this console? I mean, I see mixed reviews and people say it's crap, it's garbage, but for what it is, it's really not. I mean, if you're a diehard gamer collector, you may not want it, but if you were the type of person that wanted them all, you would buy it. But if you're a family, this is perfect. Why go to the 1, 2, 3, or the 4? The 5 has it all, and it's $200 Canadian, so I assume it'd be cheaper in the States. The whole box itself, it's solid. Everything about it is a nice console. and I really enjoy playing it. It feels smooth and just normal, like it's supposed to. So that's always a good feeling. But anyways, guys, thanks for taking the time to watch this video and come to this YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit like, and don't forget to comment and subscribe. And remember, everybody, there's nostalgia everywhere.